Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Wow. Wow. I had to take a deep breath and prepare myself for this one. We have not done an Angel Reese video in quite a long time, and I almost didn't do this one, which I'll get to in a second. First, apologies if I'm doing a lot of sniffling. My eyes keep watering. It is just that time of year, but I am suffering through it to bring you this very, very important information. So, there have been a lot of things like graphics like this that have gone around with Angel Reese. Now, to be fair, it's you see them with a lot of people all the time, but obviously specific to the WNBA because she's a big name. Seen a lot of these with Angel Reese, and they're fake, right? They're fake quotes, whether it's things that she supposedly said about the NBA. I mean, there's one that was something like, I forget the exact number, something about y'all only make X in a week and I make X, which is, the same amount of money in 7 days, anyway. So of course I go and I look and I try and find and confirm that this stuff is real. And they haven't been, so I'm not going to bring them to you. You've probably seen a lot of people that jump on it right away and they do a video on it and it's nonsense. But and that's why I said I almost didn't do this one because I saw this and my instinct now at this point was this isn't real. This isn't real. There's no way that she said this because nobody is that dumb. I mean, not even Angel Reese is that dumb. Uh, but I went looking. I went looking for all of you, and this actually is real. And I have the video for you. Hopefully, you can show it. Sometimes YouTube gets tricky. So if the video is covered and you're just hearing the audio, apologies. But this is Angel Reese and what women are worth in the basketball marketplace. Everything. We should get it all. There's nothing that we shouldn't get. And we're going to play the video. Here we go. We are going to listen to Angel Reese.
Women's basketball is just on a rise right now, and women's sports in general.
One thing slower to rise across women's sport, though, has been salaries.
What are women worth when it comes to basketball?
Everything. We should get it all. There's nothing that we shouldn't get.
While the average NBA salary for men is around $12 million US, Reese's Chicago Sky contract last season reportedly earned her $74,000 US. Her endorsements, however, that's a whole other ballgame. Easily 20 times that, with many estimates in the millions of millions bracket, bringing her even more attention, and sometimes not all of it good.
Negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role. Knowing truly who I am, I have great people in my corner.
Take the bad guy role, and then when something's said, I'll cry and whine like an entitled little child.
I've dealt with this for 3 years now, but just being able to tone in and own in who I am unapologetically myself, I'm just happy to be me.
I'm sorry, I can't take her seriously. Tone it. No, what does that even mean? Tone it and own it and unapologetically. No one watches your podcast, by the way. I'm just saying. Although, to be fair, no one watches this one anymore either. But there you have it. She actually said it. Women's basketball players should get everything, all of it. Forget the fact that no one cares, that no one watches, that there's no money being made. She says they should get all of it. And again, this right here is the problem with the players in the WNBA. And you could even hear how the piece is framed with this bias about, the salaries aren't right. Well, guess what? The salaries aren't deserved. And to make it clear, if you flipped it, if women's basketball, if the WNBA if everything was the same about the WNBA and the NBA, but just reversed, then the women should get those NBA salaries. But that simply is not the case. But we have so many people nowadays with this mentality of because women, they should get X, right? And they think somehow that is equality and that if they're not, then somehow that is the patriarchy and that is misogyny and that is sexism and all this. But, not to go into his whole skit about it, but I believe it was Bill Burr who did a whole thing on women's sports and I think the WNBA and basically said, look, if all of the women who were yapping about this nonsense actually watched and supported the WNBA and bought the jerseys and went to the games, these players would have those massive salaries. You don't need any men to support the WNBA. in order to elevate the WNBA to a level where you think these players should be getting multi-millions of dollars per year, right? There's the dirty little secret that no one wants to talk about. So yeah, so she actually said this. And just as a reminder, we have this from a game, and this is not even just from one game, this is from one possession, folks. Oddly enough, I actually shared this yesterday when I made a joke about the WNBA and its CBA and how the players voted. I said that the players voted on the WNBA proposal. They were voting. They were going to vote to pass it, to agree. And at the last minute, the WNBA put in one more provision that said players have to make at least 50% of their layups, or they have to give back half of their salary. And the players changed their minds and decided to vote it down. And as you can see why, now this is the person telling you that just because she's a woman, she should get everything, because this clearly is what people want to pay to watch, because this is quality sports entertainment. Although to be fair, the NBA is not exactly fun to watch, which is another reason for the NBA to stop this nonsense and actually get it in gear and get back on the court, because you have a huge opportunity to get back to quality fundamental basketball play, make it a little up tempo, make it more guard oriented. Like I said, get those athletes in there, get rid of the old guard, old style of bully ball that is boring, that no one wants to watch. Like this, start making some layups and you will get people watching, right? But just other than the Angel Reese stands, and the simps that you know, are in the back of their minds, thinks if they keep simping and they support her OF, when that comes out eventually, that they're going to actually, something's going to happen. But normal people, sports fans, are tired of this, right? Shut up and dribble. Why do people keep giving her attention? She's everything I do not want my daughter to be. Has anyone watched her play? I agree. Let the WNBA start revenue sharing. It'll be fun. And then it goes, the stuff about it not making money. WNBA is still irrelevant, but better because of Clark, not Reese. NBA S is still NBA is still funding the WNBA. So until they can make money on their own, they aren't getting that kind of money. Maybe instead of complaining about the pay, go out there and give us, the fans, a reason to spend money on the WNBA to increase y'all's profits and revenues. These kids should attend a business class and find out how it really works. And that goes to another problem, right? We had that again with Angel Reese, where false accusations of things as serious as racism toward the fan base that is not basically 90% of the WNBA fans at this point is not the way to get all these things you say that you should just magically get because you are a woman. Now, for all the people that I've upset that are now going to think that, that I'm a misogynist and all of that, again, Major League Soccer, men, they do not get paid what players in the English Premier League get paid, or what players in the Bundesliga get paid, or Serie A, or La Liga, or League One, because the revenue is not the same for the league and for the teams. And I'll leave you with one more on that no one ever talks about, that, and I can understand why. Will pay. I'm gonna have to sneeze. Look at that. I managed to hit pause before I did. Will pay the WNBA players the same as the NBA players as soon as male models get paid what female models get paid. There, my friends, may be the biggest gender pay gap of any industry out there. So, anyway, let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments below. Does this make you want to support the players more? Do you hear this stuff? Do you hear the Natasha Clouds and the Nafisa Colliers and the Angel Reese with this and think, yeah, girl power, let's support these players. They need to get all of this stuff from the WNBA. For me, it does not. And again, I won't go through all of it right now. If you've been here a while, I've taught. There is not a bigger supporter of women's sports in general than I am. But the WNBA makes me sound like I hate women's sports. That's how bad the players have been in terms of their entitlement and their narcissism and all that. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. You know the drill. It helps out tremendously. I really do appreciate it. I will talk to you later.